Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the March 28th, 2023 meeting of the Delhi Township Board of Trustees. In a moment, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and also have a moment of silence. I think the moment of silence is obvious today. Our hearts are saddened and broken for the shooting, the school shooting at the Christian Elementary School down in Tennessee. We will remember them, everybody involved, the families and the community that is just torn apart down there. And we just send our prayers and ask God's grace to be with them, to grant them healing during this very difficult time. So please rise. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Approval of the minutes, please.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees special meeting on February 22nd, 2023, and the regular meeting on March 8th, 2023.
So moved?
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion approved.
Motion to approve the payment of overtime for pay periods ending March 7th and March 21st, 2023.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion approved.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved?
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion approved. Report from the fiscal officer, Mr. Luby.
Resolution 2023-33, amending appropriations for expenses, declaring an emergency, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Is there any discussion on this resolution tonight?
This amendment provides for additional funding for the flock camera program that we will be instituting for the police department.
Great.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Resolution passes.
Significant transaction since our last meeting. On 3/15, we cut a check to Turner Construction for $2.1 million for the Town Square project. On 3/22, we cut a check to FIDA Freightliner for $213,000 for 2 dump trucks. And our payroll on 3/16 was $329,000. That's all I have.
Very good. Thank you. Trustee correspondence, Trustee Sturts.
Yes, I just want to give an appreciation, a shout out to our investigators and our entire police department. You may remember there was an incident where a woman was, I guess, kidnapped on Kitty Lane and driven around to a couple ATMs and so on and so forth. And God bless our police department, they caught him. Or at least one of them, at least, that we're talking about right now. He was sentenced to 30 years plus in jail. So great job. We always get our man or woman. So congratulations.
Good. Trustee Seavey.
Yes, I'd like to say congratulations to kids, cops, and firefighters for a very delightful afternoon on Sunday. We had great entertainment.
Yes, you did.
Little plug there. And no, it was a great event, and it's a great cause, and thank you everyone who came out in support of it. That's all.
Thank you. And kudos, if you would, to our police department, Macaluso, Joe Macaluso, Chief and Assistant Chief Howarth. There you are, sorry. No, sorry. There you are, Chief, and there you are, Jeff Braun, Assistant Chief. Great presentation that you did for the community on just the police division and looking at numbers and I know you're looking at a levy in May and such, but it's really getting information out. And by the way, thank you for being there too. Sorry, all you guys are here. It was a great presentation. It was well received from the community. I heard a couple nice comments, and you had a great crowd up there at Bailey, up at the Wellness Center, for people to just come out and hear from the police department and the police department brass, if you would, and just to hear kind of what's up, what's not up, kind of some about the levy and things, just giving all the information out there, and just really well done. And it was an honor to be sitting in the very back and seeing such a supportive community that we have here for our police and obviously safety services. That was great. I truly appreciated one of the comments that someone asked, or their concern was the people that are running stoplights. I thought that was funny in a way, but it is, people are talking about it. You know, running the red lights and everything optional. Not in Delhi, people, I can assure you. And yes, just yesterday I was turning on to Greenwell and saw one of the officers sitting up there. So good. Absolutely. If you're the type that wants to run the red light, then expect to get pulled over. And no, it's not because Delhi wants to get money for tickets. We get about $4 for a ticket. So it's not that. We want to keep people safe. We don't want people to have to be looking all over when they try to cross the street, or much less when you have a green light and you go to pull out and someone's flying through the intersection. Not here. Not here at all. Another kudos to the police department. And I don't know if it was Officer Coldiron, but it was earlier today. I was on Delhi, sitting at Anderson Ferry, heading east, sitting at the light, and I saw a cruiser come this way off of Anderson Ferry, made a left kind of in front of me, and I just kind of slowly waved. And then I saw the cruiser pull back behind me and go in this side lane, White Castle's on your right. He turns on his lights, and he stops right there. And I thought, wow, how did he get someone from that angle? And he wasn't. There was a driver with one of the delivery trucks had dropped a box or two, and he went around, came over there, turned the lights on, and helped him pick those boxes up. I thought, that's Delhi. That's public service right there. And it, like I said, it happened kind of right in front of me, and that was really cool to see that. So, again, we're blessed here in Delhi, and keep doing what you're doing.
Trustee Davis, if you want to stay on that vein, it was all over Facebook about Officer Hunter and how somebody ran out of gas, and the policeman pulled up, not only helped him, took him home, got his gas can, took him to get gas, and took it back to his car. So again, that's what our officers do. So thank you for
Good
that.
stuff. Okay, we're on the fire department tonight. Chief Doug Campbell. With a motion, please.
We have a motion to approve the hiring of Mary B. Maley as volunteer community risk reduction specialist in the fire department, effective March 27th, 2023, contingent upon successful completion of a background check and pre-hire drug screen.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion approved. Chief Campbell.
So we bring Mary Beth in. She has she's a licensed social worker. She's retired from Behavioral Health Access Point down in Cincinnati. Brings years of experience, and kind of in that same mold way we got Bobby. She's retired but not tired, so we're anxious to put her to work. She's been doing some ride time with us and trying to understand, the cases that we take on and things like that. So we're excited to bring her on in that status. And this is a volunteer status. This is how Bobby started, and certainly we want to look to see what kind of involvement she wants to be with our CARES program. So we're excited to bring Mary Beth in.
Nice.
Great,
Welcome.
thank you. Another motion, please.
Motion to approve the hiring of Kevin M. Mertz as part-time firefighter EMT in the fire department at the rate per the collective bargaining agreement with the Delhi Firefighters Association upon successful completion of the pre-employment physical and drug testing effective on March 28th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Motion to accept the voluntary resignation of part-time firefighter EMT Tyler J. Rui effective on April 7th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
motion approved.
Where's he going, Chief?
He was offered a full-time job with Miami Township. So, we're dealing with a tremendous amount of turnover in the organization. You guys see just as many leaving as they're coming, I guess. Certainly, we are perpetually hiring for part-time positions. We are definitely interested in being able to find those candidates that will come here, train with us, and serve this community as long as possible. It is a uphill battle. You just know those folks aren't out there, and what folks are out there, we are competing against numerous communities in the exact same situation. So we're definitely going to try to up our game, work on our recruitment and retention, but Tyler was offered a position as well as Mike McGowan, so I expect that one shortly as well. So just, it's one of those things, it's tough to see him go because we've invested so much in getting him in, and he hasn't worked for us very long, but I mean, we were looking at a candidate that had 4 generations of service to Delhi, so it's tough to see him leave. But no, it's part of the requirements of their hiring at another job. They have to resign from other positions and other processes. So we understand him, but we wish him well.
Where'd we get Kevin Mers?
Kevin Mers is an employee with the City of Cincinnati Fire Department. He is a West Side person, and he's just looking to kind of expand his, I guess, runs and things. He was interested in coming to Delhi, but he's with the City of Cincinnati since 2018. I believe he runs with Engine 19 up in Corryville. So we're excited to bring Kevin in.
Good to know.
Yep.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Good to see Assistant Chief John Helms in the crowd tonight. Absolutely. Very good. Parks and Recreation, we have a promotion recommendation.
We have a motion to approve the promotion of Randy M. Soupy to Director in the Parks and Recreation Department, effective March 28th, 2023, at a salary of $75,000 per year.
So moved.
Second. Yeah, all right.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion is approved.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations,
Thank you for
Mr.
hanging in there.
Super soupy.
Yeah, thank you all. Yes.
Congratulations, Randy. You become the Director of the Parks and Rec, and you basically have been doing the duties for a long time, several
Yeah,
months.
probably on and off about 3 years now. So yeah,
Yeah.
finally happy that a decision was made, and hopefully I can move forward and as the full-time director and keep it going.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep, I finally got these other 2 convinced. I don't know what took so long, but no. Thank you, honestly. Thanks for your patience, your durability, your team, everyone who just makes the parks look great and keep going. And hopefully here now, as you being the full-time director, it's going to be even better. Trustee Sturts?
Oh, no, I'm elated. I'm so glad. And again, thank you for hanging in there and ups and downs and so on and so forth. But I think we have the right man there. So thank you.
Congratulations, Randy Soupy.
Thank you.
You know, my nickname for you is Super Soupy. So,
Is that right?
yeah, Super Soupy.
It is.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Continue, if you would, Mr. Luby.
Motion to approve the rehiring of David A. Hay, a seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Park and Recreation Department, at a rate of $15.50 per hour, effective on March 28th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Motion to approve the rehiring of Michael J. Klepfer as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $15.50 per hour, effective on March 28th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Motion to approve the rehiring of Louis J. Nye Jr. as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $16 per hour upon successful completion of drug testing, effective on March 28th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Motion to approve the rehiring of Elizabeth A. Rodesheimer as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $16 per hour upon successful completion of drug testing, effective March 28th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Motion to approve the rehiring of Samuel M. Widener as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $15.50 per hour upon successful completion of drug testing, effective on March 28th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Motion to approve the hiring of Timothy B. Yeager as event custodian in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $15 per hour upon successful completion of background check and drug testing, effective on March 28th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved. Thank you so much. Any other closing thoughts? What's going on in the parks?
I would just like to say all the 5 existing hirees, it's a great accomplishment to get them back because we can hit the ground running. There's no training. Everybody knows what to do. And I just interviewed our new custodian today and pushed him onto the meeting because I think he's going to be a good fit as well. So, yeah, he's a new hire, and look forward to working with him as well.
So how does that fill your vacancies? Are you?
We are working on getting there. We have an event staff coordinator still open.
Okay, so
Our
we still-
staff is running, that department right now. We're each taking a little bit of it. And we're trying to get one more possible seasonal, because it does regulate back and forth on hours. So, some of them can work more than others, and, one would equal two in hours wise. So, yeah,
So do we still have the job descriptions and the applications on the website?
everything is still open, yes.
Okay, good.
Yep. And I don't know if everybody saw, I'd just like to say the pickleball courts, Dan posted today. We got all the temporary nets up. You're more than welcome to show up and start playing. It's open for now until end of May, early June, I believe, when we do the final coating and final nets, and we'll shut down for about a week, and then everything will be ready to go after that again. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
I saw some people playing up there a couple of weeks ago without a net.
Yeah.
She couldn't make it.
was-
So, anyway, she couldn't make it. That's funny. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Yep. That joke's on Indiana time. It'll be here in an hour. Okay, we're going to move to our police department, if you would, with a very special presentation tonight with Kaylee Vickers. Kaylee is our community advocate with the police division. Welcome.
Thank you for allowing me to come speak with you all and share a little bit about what's been going on and what I've been doing over the last year. I think that things are going really, really great, and I'm really enjoying it. So, a little bit about what I've been doing. So, I've had a total of 917 client contacts last year. That's going to be from March till the end of the year, just with my training and getting our systems up and running. That's when we started actually tracking things. So from March until December of last year, I had a roughly 917 client contacts. Now that can range from anything to a quick phone call on the phone with somebody or leaving them a voicemail to spending all day with them at the hospital or court. So it does vary in that sense. But the type of contacts that I had, the majority of were mental health, so following up with people in the community who are having struggles with their mental health, either with our officers that I've had contact with them, or they've had to, or their family members are making a referral for them. Just following up, making sure that they're having connections to any services. If they received a referral, making sure that they don't have any barriers to getting to that referral for aftercare. And then also making sure that all of their other needs are met, just kind of helping them with that. So after mental health, domestic violence was going to be the next largest, domestic violence and assault was going to be the next largest category. And then we also had substance abuse, sexual assaults, hoarding, indigent family troubles, and then other things that might fall into other, could be, I had somebody call and we had a phone conversation about people speeding up and down Delhi Pike, so that's something that would go into there.
Yeah, that was,
I have my family calling now, yes. I never said speeding, it's the red lights.
And then with these contacts that I've had, the majority of them have been successful. About 61% were successful, 38% were unsuccessful contacts. With that, I was able to see consistency in more successful contacts happening throughout the duration of the year. So when I did the breakdown of kind of how many contacts I had per month, it actually dropped toward the end of the year, but I think that was because I was able to make contact with people quicker. So they were answering my calls. They knew I was going to be calling them. Our officers were letting them know, hey, our community advocate's going to be following up with you. They were expecting my phone call. So I think that with that, I had less contacts because I was able to reach them quicker. And then with that, the majority of my contacts were phone calls, but face-to-face, there was about 10% of those. And then also, I think something interesting is the provider contact option. So really kind of helping to close that gap between whatever services our clients have been, or our community members have been referred to, and their providers, to make sure there's nothing missing there and to kind of help with any barriers. Next is going to be engagements that I had. So I have been able to participate in several groups, including We Thrive and the CARES program. Through Hamilton County, there's sexual assault response team. I attend their meetings. And there's also a human trafficking work group that takes place in Hamilton County that I do participate in their work groups as well. We have had several community events in the last year. We had the gun safety, Let's Talk Gun Safety event, and we also had a very, very successful school supply drive. So thank you so much to anybody in the community who participated in that. I know that the schools were very thankful for it. I was able to collaborate and connect with a number of community organizations. Specifically, we worked with Anderson Ferry Food Pantry for that school supply drive, and then also we have been working with the public library with the program that they have for after school for Delhi Middle School students. I also attended a number of trainings that I was really grateful to be able to attend. Specifically, there was one that was in Stark County, that was a strangulation prevention training. I actually recently received a grant through Hamilton County Public Health, and we're actually going to be putting a training on here in Hamilton County in August. So I'm very excited to be able to kind of build upon that training that I received from that. I also was able to work with the fire department to participate in their safety blitz and the Kids, Cops, and Firefighters Christmas event. Exciting things that we have coming up in 2023. I really want to increase my face-to-face interactions with clients. I think that that's important. Just as people understand who I am, what I can offer them, the advocacy options that I have for them, like going to court, whatever that might be, being able to increase that. We do have our Autism Open House that's going to be taking place here on April 17th. That training that I had just mentioned, we are going to be putting on some form of a school supply drive this summer. I am working with Melanie to increase awareness of our employee assistance program to ease the access of mental health services to our employees, because I think that's something that's very important. And then also easing access of mental health care for the community members as well. So that's it.
Very
Any
good. Trustee Sturts, comments?
No, thank you. You've hit the ground running, and you've been very effective from what I understand, and thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying your time here, and thank you for bringing all these resources to us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Trustee Seavey.
Thank you, Kylie, for all your input and your valuable contributions as we get through the We Thrive committee. You've had great insight, and we really appreciate you being there.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you being here, too. I'm curious, since I think we were one of the first police divisions to actually have a community advocate such as this, and obviously you are being well used there, many different things. Have you had other jurisdictions contact you? Like, what are you doing? How did you set this up? How can we, are other jurisdictions picking up on this and including community advocates? Do you guys have support groups? You get together? Do you talk?
So I still work pretty frequently with the police social workers from Northern Kentucky. In Ohio, there's not really any other positions that are similar. I know that Norwood currently has an intern and somebody that's working to build awareness around police social work. And so that's something that has potential for the future, but nothing that I'm aware of as of right now.
And in last year alone, you had 917 client contacts
Correct.
here in Delhi. Now imagine all those other jurisdictions who do not have someone like you who just fall right through the system and deal with the same over and over without any hope there. That's horrible. I can't believe more aren't. What a great. Yeah. What a great gift to the community. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Kylie.
Okay, we have a motion.
Motion to authorize the administrator to enter into a contract with Flock Safety pending final review by the law director.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion is approved. We have Assistant Chief Jeff Braun. Hi.
Good evening. This is just the motion to obviously approve the contract so we can proceed with getting flock cameras and license plate reader cameras in our community.
And just so the trustees, the contract will actually come back for your approval. It's just allowing us to continue to move forward and negotiate it.
Thank you. And before it comes up, as I'm sure it will, when we had the cameras up on the pike for regulating the speed and people were trying to say, oh, you're trying to, give us tickets and things. This has nothing to do with that. This is another tool in the police belt to be able to identify vehicles and such, ones that have been involved with crimes and things. So sounds like this is a really, really cool thing that we'll have here in Delhi to help resolve some things. As they say in this day and age, in 2023, there's nothing that happens that's not on film somewhere you know, what are you thinking? What are you doing? It's out there, and this is a great tool. Go ahead.
Just a couple quick examples on when we've used it, other people's cameras. The kidnapping that you mentioned, Mrs. Sturts mentioned,
Kitty
that
Lane.
was instrumental on identifying people in the area that were involved in that. The aggravated robbery at Billy's Pony Keg, that was instrumental in locating the vehicle. That Officer Heather Taylor did a wonderful job tracking down that vehicle. We use it for, I mean, I'll be honest with you, the officers go there first after we get a crime. They look through flock cameras or Cincinnati's vigilance system or hit skips. You know, sometimes we catch vehicles pre-crash and after crash. So it gives us an idea. I mean, it's just an excellent tool. I mean, it's not a solve-all, you know, tool, but it's something, it's instrumental for us to be able to keep our community safe and to be able to solve crimes.
Yeah, great job.
I do have a question. I know you're going to have 2 community engagement meetings about, that you did at Bailey. When are those? Can we announce those?
April 11th and April 18th. We're going to send out a flyer through our social media.
Okay.
I believe April 1st, we're going to send it out. But it's going to be up at the Park Lodge at 7
The
p.m.
new Park Lodge.
Correct.
Yes.
They're on the, they're also on the community events page there.
Okay. All right. I didn't read that far ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Tuesday, or April 11th and 18th at 7 p.m.
Perfect.
Open to the public. Come with questions.
That's who we want to have come. Ask your questions, get your answers.
Very
Thank
good,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Public Works, please. Ron Ripicher.
We have Resolution 2023-34, declaring Public Works salt dump trucks RV03 and RV04 no longer needed for public use and authorizing the sale to FIDA Freightliner, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this, Mr. Ripicher?
Thank you, trustees. We've received the replacement trucks for this, and this is just to keep the cycle moving.
Very good.
All right. I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Resolution passes. Thank you.
Okay. Ron, anything on the road work? You started, right? Sorry.
Almost made it to the seat.
I was actually going to mention, let's see, Bender Road. I did get a call on that. It's just there's some dirt piles down there, but that's actually a cleanup project, if anybody's wondering. It used to be kind of an old dump that the county would have to clean up, so we're going to try to keep our gateways looking good. Let's see, the Delhi Township Road Rehab Project has started in the Hickories, so there's some work going on there. We sent out letters probably a month ago, and traffic's moving good through there. So, and the sidewalk on Lee Road, it's moving, moving fast. So that moved a little bit too with that 3 inches of rain, but they're fixing it, so all is good.
Wow. Moved.
Very
Any
good.
other questions?
And Hickories are going to take till 3 months, is it?
Roughly on and off for 2 or 3 months. Yes.
Somebody asked, and I wasn't quite sure. I just wanted to make sure I said 3 months, so,
Okay. Yeah, that's about right.
good. Thank you. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Thank you. Community Development, please.
Administrator,
You want to pass that?
do we?
You have something you want to say,
Administrator's
Skylar?
update?
No.
I'll do my quick update now. That's fine.
That's fine.
Uh,
Sorry, Tony.
I don't know how those two got flipped. That's okay. Just quick update on Delhi Town Square. So it's starting to look like a building. Right now, the metal stud walls are being framed. What you're looking at there is the pre-K area on the far west side of the building. So where all that equipment is in the kind of the mid-range of the picture there is where the playground will go. So kind of a close-up on the back side of, or their side of the building. It's actually the corridor, their hallway right now. So our section, let's see, this is the main corridor on the west side. And then our section of the building, the walls are laid out. You can see the paint on the ground, but Framing is going to start later this week, finish up next. I would actually like to invite the trustees and our staff members to come out there with me, tentatively April 7th. We'll probably have to do that in different sessions, but I'd like to get everybody out there, take a look at it. This is kind of our last opportunity. If there's any minor tweaks to the layout, we're not going to do any major sweeping changes, but if we want an outlet moved or something along those lines, now's the time to say something. Very soon it's going to be way too late and way too expensive to make those changes. So let's see here. This is actually in the admin spaces. Just kind of looking around. This is from our conference room that's going to have the windows facing north to the pike. So you're looking up through, kind of up the lawn. This is going to be that leasable area. So that section's not actually poured yet. This is actually upstairs. So this is kind of looking out over the cultural arts area where the classrooms are. And that's kind of turning to look at where our new admin or our meeting room space is, the auditorium area. Same here, this is in the auditorium. And moving on, that's where the rec, the fitness center is going to be, the field. That wall in the background, that is the second story where the pool is. And my favorite picture that everybody's getting excited about, pool's dug out, and the framing is coming up for the forms. So it's all coming together finally. So we're looking at getting our utility upgrades on site done, and let's see, we would be on track to take occupancy in this building spring of 2024. So we're looking good right now, guys. Just paid our waterworks permit fees today. So fun times.
Good.
Today was a fun day at 10. We did an interview with Matt Reese from 700 WLW, and then I know there's another one this afternoon at 2 o'clock
Inquire.
with the Enquirer.
Aaron Couch.
Matt said he was driving down Delhi Pike doing some business, whatever, and he glanced over and saw everything going on and thought, I got to do a story on this. So how cool was that? Yeah, so the press and others are noticing it, and it's amazing. You go by it and something else is up again. So good. Awesome.
And the message that we're pushing forward to, both WLW and, the Enquirer is this is a catalyst site. This is the start of a fresh wave of development in Delhi. And I think we're already starting to see that. There's already interest with other residential development and commercials coming.
Good. Thank you.
Yep. Other than this, we are still waiting on those utility upgrades, those final numbers. We'll talk to you guys about that. It looks like we've got a first draft of the lease amendment with PLK. We'll talk about that. That came in late today. And the rest of it is kind of going through the minutia, the FF&E, so fixtures, furniture, and equipment for that building. We're trying to do the final spec out on that and new pricing. So other than that, that's all I have.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Community development, please. Tony Roach.
We have Resolution 2023-35, certifying violation abatement expenses at 4605 Foley Road, 5415 Whitmore Drive, 416 Greenwell Avenue, 376 Glen Oaks Drive, 5161 Cleves Warsaw Pike, to the county auditor for assessment, declaring an emergency and dispense with a second reading.
I move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this, Mr. Roach?
Yep, this is just a standard resolution that we send to the auditor's page for certification for the 5 abatements, so we can make the June tax duplicate.
So the one picture, they had two, the one just there.
Nope.
We had what, three things on their porch that they did not remove, okay? And that's what I'm saying. Cost them $545.
That's correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that easy. Clean it up or we're going to clean it up.
It's not a free service.
That boggles my mind. Okay, thank you, I'm sorry. I just noticed when I saw it on the papers, that was a 500 and some odd cleanup charge, so thank you. So, I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2023-36, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 388 Glen Oaks Drive, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution?
The next three resolutions that Mr. Louis is going to read are properties are still in violation from our inspections this morning. The good news is we started out with 7. We were able to remove 4, so we ended up with these 3. So they're still in violation. So we're requesting you declare them a nuisance.
Great.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2023-37, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 914 Beach Meadow Lane, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2023-38, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 1177 Hickory Lake Drive, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Discussion on this resolution. Tony, since you guys are going to be in the area up in the Hickories,
Maybe we could ask Mr. Ripperger to maybe help us out there. They'll be working up in that area.
could you guys help us out there? If you're in the area, please.
I move to dispense the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes, resolution passes. We have a schedule of a public hearing tonight. Mr. Luby, a motion, please.
Motion to accept and acknowledge receipt of the Zoning Commission recommendation in case ZC 2023-02 and schedule a public hearing on April 12th, 2023.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Okay. Nothing new? All right.
Everybody's running away from
I
the
know.
table
It's
tonight.
like,
What's going
do
on?
we look like we're going to bite tonight?
Time frames here.
Still out.
He's got a bet that this will be over in 5 more minutes.
No, actually, I'm a little bit longer than that. Someone else might get it tonight. Nope, everything's going really well in community development. Like Administrator Miller alluded to, there's someone snooping around. There's developers looking to, maybe expand on our development, and there's some good things going. We actually received 2 more permits in the mail today from Heather Ridge Dreef subdivision late today. So that is 11 out of 19 permits issued there.
Nice, perfect.
So, they're moving right along. So we're kind of gearing up for summertime. So hopefully our residents play by the rules and work with us, and hopefully have a good summer.
Good.
Perfect.
Thank you, sir.
And this zoning commission case is text amendment for accessory buildings?
That's correct. So the motion that you all passed tonight for that hearing on April 12th is zoning commission met, and this is for you guys to vote on their recommendation to tweak a section about for accessory structures in the zoning resolution that we found a little flaw in. So.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good catch.
Public comments. We are honored to have a resident here tonight from Rapid Run. I'm going to guess is Bev McCausland? Was I close? What was it?
It was on the money.
Thank you. Thank you. My 20 years of teaching paid off. There you go. Please come forward if you would.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here tonight. Yeah, what's up?
I have several questions about the meeting. I don't know if this is the appropriate time to ask or
You
not.
have 5 minutes, whatever you want.
First of all, is there a website that is exclusively for the Delhi Township that shows the progress of the town square?
Yeah.
We do have a landing page for that, and we're currently working on getting the updated design out there. So there is renderings.
And what would that website be, or landing page?
It's at the Delhi, it's at the Delhi Township website. There's a link right there.
Delhi.ohio.
Yeah, delhi.oh.us.
Okay. The other question I have before I get started, I was very interested in the young lady's slides that she had as far as the sexual abuse and the things that the police are seeing. How do you plan to measure the success of that program?
Chief?
Yeah, I would be glad to meet
Please.
with you
Yeah.
and talk about that. A lot of it's the follow-up contacts, and what we're looking at is the repeat runs, you know, in the cases where the officers are going to the things that aren't criminal in nature. So we're measuring, and unfortunately, we only have a year worth now, not quite a year of
Right.
data, but trying to eliminate the repeat runs to places, individuals that it's not criminal matter, that she can intervene and help out, get on track with what their issues are.
Okay, are you tracking the number of times that they come back through? And
Yes, we are.
And the outcome of that?
Correct.
And what ultimately, if you don't have success with that particular individual, what happens?
I mean, if we can only help as many people as want the help, you know, naturally, and that's kind of what she runs into sometimes. Is you can see a lot of people don't even return her call because they don't want that follow up. So we can only do our best to continue to reach out to them. And there's a lot too that she didn't really speak about as far as follow up, where she might have got people with the right resources and stuff. She doesn't end there. We still follow up with them after that. So if she has any kind of mental health case or something like that, once she gets them on track, she still will follow up later to make sure they're still don't have any needs that they can reach or she can assist them with and so forth. So it's continuous. It's not just, okay, we're done with you type thing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Do you do anything with any of the local hospitals or the resources at Hamilton County?
She
or-
does, yeah, in mobile crisis.
Yeah.
A lot of mobile crisis, I mean, she's in contact with them naturally, works hand in hand. A lot of mobile crisis is when they respond out, I apologize, but we don't have a.
That's okay. I can hear you.
Yeah, when they respond out, it's more of a need at the exact time that we need it. We have
Right.
somebody in a mobile crisis type situation, where in this case, once they come out and assist her, or they come out and she assists them, and there's mobile crisis comes out and they address the problems, eventually they're going to be back. So she can actually follow up after the fact with them and continue that, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
When you're talking about
Very important.
mobile crisis, are you talking about the mobile crisis affiliated with UC?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That-
Yep, nothing's changed there. We have them come out, and they'll come out too where they'll have a 72-hour hold commitment. Will come out, and a lot of times we'll be with them, meaning a sworn officer or a police officer, but she'll assist in that too. But it's very beneficial that they work hand in hand, in that she follows up with things that they bring to her attention, especially after the fact of once they're reunited back at home.
Right.
So we
And
can continue on with that care.
the plan is to integrate this volunteer social worker into this program?
That would be through the fire department, correct?
Fire
Yeah,
department.
and Kaylee works they have one right now. Bobby's been with the fire department, I don't know how many years. 2017 in the CARES program.
Okay.
So Kaylee does a little bit more as far as overdose, try to get people into treatment if they want it right after they overdose from fentanyl or something like that and other
Right.
things. So they both work hand in hand.
That's very informative. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Call the station. Be glad to talk.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
What was the other one I had? The community development, where you did the abatement expenses and that type of thing, how long does that process take, that whole process from beginning to end? Years, months?
Months, unfortunately.
Forever.
That's a good question. When we receive a phone call, people think things are going to happen overnight. Unfortunately, they don't. By law, we're required to send out, first of all, we try to go out and see if there's a violation there. And if there's a violation, we try to make contact with the resident, explain what the violation is. We give them a 7-day, what we call an informal order to bring the property into compliance. If we don't have any face-to-face time with them, we send them a letter, basically states the same thing. If in that 7 days, the property has been not brought into compliance, depending on how the trustees meetings fall, which is the second last Wednesdays of the month, that's when the trustees see the property and then declare them nuisances. Then we had to send out another certified mailing for another 7 days that they had to bring it into compliance. And then legally, we can go on the property and abate it. And you can see the before and after pictures there.
Okay.
So it could be anywhere between 30, 45, 60 days.
And if someone were to want to report this, what would be the appropriate process for that?
So you can go online to the same Delhi Township website that Administrator Miller gave you. We have a link there for community development. You go on there and submit it there, or you can always call our office at 922-2705, and we can take it on over the phone as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, I'm getting there.
There's more?
I'm over my 5 minutes, but I'm getting
A
there.
little over, but we haven't had a guest come in for a long time, so we'll give you a few extra minutes there.
Let's see. The other question I had was, what did I have? Oh, as far as the voluntary resignation for the firefighters, why is that required, that they resign from one? I understand the crossover and with hours and that kind of thing, but is there any kind of collaboration between, since you're having so much trouble getting people, collaboration with other, smaller firehouses like Delhi, where you could work together and kind of join forces?
Yes, it's kind of twofold. So he's not being forced to resign on our part.
Right.
We
No, I
we would
understand.
prefer to keep him.
Yeah.
However, he is going to full-time service and be acquiring full-time benefits from Miami Township. If he gets hurt at Delhi, he loses those benefits at Miami. So they feel it's just better during that period of time. He invests all his training and time with them and separate from us to avoid that chance or that liability that he gets hurt and then he's out both jobs.
Would you ever consider doing that with 2 part-time positions, though? One in another district and one in a part-time position in Delhi?
So Tyler worked for both Miami Township part-time and Delhi Township part-time.
Okay.
He did both, but now he's going to a full-time position, so he has to separate.
That makes sense. Good.
Right.
Okay, my final one. Garbage. There seems to be an abundance of, for lack of a better word, garbage in Delhi. It's very concerning to me. I've lived in Delhi for 50 years, and I think it looks the worst that it ever has. Now, that's my personal opinion, but when I drive down Bender Road, when I drive Hillside, when I look at Rapid Run coming down, towards Sailor Park, around 5 Points, it's all over. I mean, it's just, if you look, it's all over. I've heard people say, when I bring it up to other people that live in Delhi, oh boy, look at the look on his face.
We're
Ready for you.
When I talk to other people in Delhi, they say, well, we pick up our own trash. Well, you can't. I understand that they're not Delhi roads, that they belong to Hamilton County. But again, what's the answer? I'm not going to go on. What's the answer?
The prisoners used to be a little more proactive, but I don't believe they do that anymore. But we've actually had pretty good luck the past 2 or 3 years with Hamilton County running litter crews. I know they ran a lot of locations in Delhi probably 3 weeks ago, and they were just out today, I heard, running locations. I know they've done Bender.
It's a mess again.
They've done Mayu. I've called in Fairbanks twice now for the city to do it. I did it last year, and they did it the same day I called it in. But I don't know. I can only do so much. But I did call that in a few times. Yeah, they've been pretty proactive, honestly. It's been really windy. I know. We've had probably 3 windstorms.
I know, but it's not blowing. It's staying. I think things blow up into the trees. it's just, it's, you know, Delhi is really coming up. We're doing this whole thing with the town square. Building is exploding. You know, we're building houses anywhere from $500,000 to $2 million and up. And we drive down our streets and this is what we see.
Yeah.
It's
Thi-
really
with the-
disheartening. And are there any plans for prevention?
With the county being proactive in the past couple of years, I've actually received less calls recently.
Well, I've never called before, so I am now.
Okay.
But like I said, again, it's about prevention. I mean, can we, I don't know the law by any means, but is there any way to raise the fine for littering? I don't know what it is now, but can we double it or triple it? Or, you know, are there any ways that when, I'm sure when the police are out and they're sitting and they see somebody throw something out the window, you know, they go after them or whatever, but it's just, I know I'm getting old and I'm getting cranky, but this is crazy.
No, and it's not the first we've heard that. You know, one of the other popular ones is the door store, where they just throw it in the driveways and the stuff just blows down Rapid Run and everywhere. And that was actually taken to the Supreme Court, and you might have remembered that one, Brian. And it didn't do us any favors at all, that we can't go and tell them no, where it's like, so we deal with the garbage. I'm sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Just to follow up on your point, the other thing too is that the litter is a state code statute and a state requirement, so we don't have any ability as even as a limited home rule township to impact that. So that's a state code. That, in terms of ratcheting up the fines for litter, better addressed to your state representative, your state senator.
Because we don't even charge fines, do we? We do? Oh. Yeah,
It's
for the
state
state.
code, but we don't have any. I mean, that case
Yeah,
goes
we can't say let's double or triple, that's what I'm saying,
right.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah, that's addressed to your state representative or your state senator.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what else to say, except that it really is disheartening, and for some way or another, we need to fix that. I don't have the answer, but it truly needs to be fixed.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, a lot of times when I'm out walking, I'll bring a Kroger bag with me, and I pick garbage up as I'm walking up and down Rapid Run. So I think we need to get more of our community involved, our schools, our Cub Scouts, you know, anybody looking for community service hours. I think it's a great opportunity to do that. But
Great ideas.
Clean up Delhi, or some kind of slogan, or
We've had those in the past,
did they work?
just that. Well, yeah, but it's just kind of getting the group together.
Right.
Yeah. And that might be something too, to where it's these groups, everyone comes together on a Saturday morning from 9 to 12. And the time we did it, we all kind of divided up and took different areas, Foley and these others. And maybe it's that too. It's not falling on deaf ears. We're right with you. It's just a matter, we're trying to do all these other things, and then
Right.
you see these other or blighted properties, and you're like, really?
Well, and I don't know if it's possible, again, it would be some kind of collaboration with Hamilton County or, you know, the court system, that if somebody's put on probation, not probation, but
Parole.
parole work, you know, that we work with them to come and have them pick up garbage. You know, at some point, somebody told me that, you know, it was against civil rights or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not.
I think it's been staffing issues with Hamilton County and the Justice Center
Let 'em
recently.
come out.
But the township has been a little more proactive the past couple of years with street sweeping throughout the
Well,
township, especially the
And on a
curb
proactive,
streets.
our
Yeah.
trash cans out now on Delhi Pike, right?
Yes, that's been about 3 years now, I believe.
Yeah, they keep, yeah, you have to take the trash and put it in the can.
Because we have lids, they can't throw it in.
Right.
Ron, the streets that she mentioned, can you call Hamilton
Yes.
County on those?
I believe they were out today doing some, but I can double check tomorrow and see which ones are out on.
Well, when I came home tonight, I went hillside to Delhi, or to Rapid Run, and there was, as far as street sweeping and stuff like that, you know how the roads fall, you know, they fall to the side. There's all trash down in there. Somebody has to go down there and get it, you know. You can't just sweep it. They have to pick it up, so, I don't know.
Any part questions? I've got one more
Yeah,
department.
yeah,
head. On deck.
or fire, yeah.
No, I think I got them all.
Bev, I was counting it off, and as many years as I think you have been a trustee, I think you take it. We had the administrator, 2 chiefs, development director, public works, our attorney, our fiscal officer, and all 3 trustees. That's government in action, and you had us working.
You know what? I'm going to come back next time and see how you guys are doing.
Please do. We welcome that. That was awesome. I know we went over the 5, but I appreciate the patience of everyone up, but good stuff. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, announcement of community events.
We have the Hamilton County Yard Trimmings Drop-Off Program, runs on Saturdays and Sundays from March 25th through December 3rd from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. It will be at Oakdale Elementary School at 3850 Virginia Court. Be sure to visit Hamilton County's Recycling and Solid Waste District website to review guidelines for dropping off your yard trimmings. The Delhi Business Association Easter Egg Hunt is Saturday, April 1st at 10 a.m. Please arrive early, and it's at the Delhi Park at the Park Lodge. The UC Health Mobile Mammography, hosted by Delhi Branch Library, is Wednesday, April 5th from 12:30 to 3 p.m., and it's at our Delhi Township Library on Foley Road. Call 513-584-PINK to schedule your appointment. The Delhi Historical Society program, Cincinnati Curiosities by Greg Hand, is Monday, April 10th at 7 p.m., and it's at the Delhi Community Senior Center at 647 Neeb Road. Explore the eccentric side of yesterday's Queen City. Contact the Historical Society for more details. Let's Talk Delhi Police Department is Tuesday, April the 11th and Tuesday, April 18th at 7 p.m., and that's at the Lodge. Police Chief Howarth will present an update on the department and the upcoming police levy. The Delhi Police Department open house is Saturday, April 15th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that's here at the Police Department at 934 Neeb Road. Tour the department and meet active and retired police officers. The Delhi Police Department Let's Talk Autism open house is Monday, April 17th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. It's at the Township Administration Building here at the 2nd floor. Stop in for a meet and greet with our officers and to learn more about our BOLO program. The Delhi Branch Library program Super Mario Family Fun Night is Friday, April 21st from 6:30 to 8 p.m., and that's at the library on Foley Road. Bring the whole family to enjoy Super Mario themed games and crafts at our after hours event. All ages, no registration is required. Clean Up Delhi Day, Saturday, May 6th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that's at the Delhi Senior Community Center at Neeb Road. This event is free and open to Delhi residents only. Proof of residency is required. Residents must be in line by 1 p.m. to participate. Call the Parks Department with questions and about items that will be accepted. The Delhi Business Association paper shredding event is Saturday, May 6th. It's from 9 a.m. until noon or until the truck is full, and that will be at the C.O. Harrison School parking lot on Neeb Road. That's all we have.
I have one question on the community events. On May the 6th, has anyone called Mount St. Joe University to make sure it's not graduation day or some type of an activity that day at the university? Because that's what happened last year, and we had parents practically in tears because they couldn't get to the university because of all the cleanup traffic. Doug, did you find out?
Yeah, right, we talked to them today.
Oh, great.
It's always
great.
Mother's Day weekend, so yeah, it's a following weekend.
Right, because last year that was not good.
But it is Derby Day, so wear your hats.
So I should wear my hat
Wear
to
your
pick
hat.
up the garbage? That's good. I'll be ready.
Very good. We have need for executive session, please. Motion.
Motion to retire to executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, and/or compensation of public employee of the township, and to consider confidential information related to the marketing plans, specific business strategy, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance and imminent litigation.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. We will retire to executive session. Our next meeting is scheduled Wednesday, April 12th. You all have a very blessed Easter and, of course, 48 hours away from opening day with the Reds. Hope they have a great year also. And welcome springtime, right? And summer. Thank you all for being here. See you on the 12th.